Well, I've done two. Now it's number three. What happens when the demonic leprechaun takes over Sin City? Easy. You've got this film right here, my favorite in the franchise. Here's a re-review of Leprechaun 3. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews, boyo. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1995 horror comedy flick Leprechaun 3, also known as Leprechaun 3 in Vegas, released by Trimark and released through Vidmark Entertainment, as this was a direct-to-video installment, the first of many, despite the second film didn't do so hot at the box office. The film follows the psychotic leprechaun, once again played by Warwick Davis, who begins a killing spree in Las Vegas. The film was released on June 27th, 1995, and let me tell you, this one, I am going to say, I don't care what anybody says, I actually kind of liked this film. This is actually my favorite, but I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, so I won't give you any connections to the other two films, though, if you haven't seen them yet. But I can see y'all have checked them out, and they're doing much better than my original reviews. Thank you. Now then, let's begin our story. In Las Vegas, someone with missing body parts sells the statue of a leprechaun to pawnshop owner Gupta. The statue has a medallion around its neck, which Gupta removes, despite being warned not to, as Gupta examines a pot of gold coins found with the statue. The leprechaun Lubden, which is that the character's actual name, comes to life and attacks him. Seeing the medallion, the leprechaun flees into the back of the shop with his pot of gold, dropping a coin in the process. Gupta sees a computer program on Irish folklore which says that a leprechaun's coin will grant the holder one wish, and that their power resides in the gold. After realizing he's missing a coin, the leprechaun tricks Gupta into putting away the medallion, then beats and kills him. Meanwhile, Scott McCoy, a college student passing through Vegas, helps a stranded motorist, Tammy, get to her job at the Lucky Shamrock Casino as her Volkswagen bug is broken down. Scott convinces Tammy to sneak into this casino where he gambles away all his tuition money. On the advice of casino employee Loretta, Scott goes to the pawn shop to sell his watch and finds Gupta's corpse and the missing coin. Seeing the computer program and not realizing a gold coin is nearby, Scott makes a nonchalant wish to be back at the casino on a winning streak. He is then teleported back to the casino, unknowingly escaping an attack by the leprechaun, who knows that Scott has the coin. At the casino, Scott finds himself winning big by playing roulette. Wanting to stop any more financial losses, the casino owner Mitch closes the table and gives Scott a free room at the hotel. Scott runs into Tammy, who advises him to go to his room and hide out there until her shift is over, whereas she told him not to gamble, of course. Loretta and the casino's resident magician Fazio conspire to rob Scott of his wings, plus the coin. Fazio breaks into Scott's room, only able to steal the coin before fleeing. Scott is then attacked by the leprechaun and manages to throw him out the window, but not before some of the leprechaun's blood gets into a wound on his arm. Loretta takes the coin from Fazio, which is then stolen by Mitch, who makes a sarcastic wish to have a little sex with Tammy. Well, Tammy's intelligence diminishes, and under the coin's spell, she declares her love for Mitch, and they go to his suite. As Tammy does a striptease dance, Loretta steals the coin back, breaking the spell on Tammy. She rejects Mitch's advances, and he fires her in return. After Tammy leaves the suite, the leprechaun appears and tricks Mitch into watching a woman undress on the tube. And then the woman crawls out of the tube and straddles Mitch in the bed, pinning him down. And thus the leprechaun transforms the woman into a robot, electrocuting Mitch to death. Scott begins showing traits of a leprechaun, with random cravings for potatoes and speaking with an Irish accent. He later runs into the distraught Tammy, and they go up to Mitch's suite and find him dead, with the leprechaun nearby. Scott and Tammy escape, but Scott's condition worsens as he starts physically turning into a leprechaun. And they decide to go to the pawn shop home to find answers and a cure. Meanwhile, Loretta uses the coin to wish for the body of a young, sexy woman. While showing her newfound beauty to Fazio, he steals the coin and flees her dressing room. The leprechaun then causes Loretta to grow exponentially to the point of explosion by magically inflating her breasts, lips, and buttocks. In the pawn shop, Scott and Tammy find the leprechaun's pot of gold. The leprechaun attacks, but they manage to escape. As Scott's condition worsens further, Tammy rushes him to a hospital for care. The leprechaun takes Tammy hostage in the hospital's morgue, demanding to know where the coin is. Scott, now fully transformed, tells him that Fazio has it. Now I'm going to the ending. You know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to sub this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below as I start counting down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Using the coin, Fazio wishes to be the world's greatest magician. During his midnight show, the leprechaun traps Fazio in a box prop. Thinking it is part of the show, the audience watches as the leprechaun uses an actual chainsaw to cut Fazio's box in half. The crowd goes into a panic as the leprechaun reveals Fazio's bisected corpse. Scott, Tammy, and the audience flee, but Scott battles the leprechaun and burns the pot of gold, which kills the leprechaun and reverts Scott back to his normal form. As Scott and Tammy leave the casino, she reveals she found the coin. Though tempted to make a wish, Tammy decides she's happy with what she has with Scott. They discard the coin and leave the casino together. Yep, and Scott says, "You know something, sweetheart? This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship." In the story. So what did I think of Leprechaun 3? I love this movie. I don't care what you say. This is easily my favorite film in the Leprechaun franchise. So yeah, I rank this number 1. Definitely. I've watched this more than any other film in the franchise. More than the first 2, even. I can't help it. It's become an official guilty pleasure. It was just so wow. It was really something, and I gotta say, it's just, yeah. I like how they decided to bring the leprechaun to Sin City itself, Vegas, and I gotta say, it's really something. The director of the film was Brian Trenchard Smith, who recently directed the second installment of the Night of the Demons series, which I have yet to watch. I need to see the Night of the Demons films, the sequel to the original. Yeah. And then after this, he would go on to direct the 4th film, which I'll talk about in just a moment, because I got a little bit of a heads up for you on this, okay? Anyway, still, it did well. It went on to become the highest selling independent direct-to-video film of 95. So apparently it did well. It later got released when it was released on video cassette, and then later to DVD and Blu-ray from Lionsgate, after they recently acquired the rights to Trimark. Anyway, I'm just gonna say, this film was absolutely fun and what have you. It was just so crazy and what have you. This film sits at a measly 0, big fat 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, Warwick Davis would later claim the film as his favorite of the series. Wow. And well, according to him, I think it tapped in. He said, I think it tapped into the potential of bringing a comedic element to it all. And Brian Trenchard Smith, who directed that one, is an incredible director. He manages to get so much out of so little money, and that was what was great about working with him. He really got the humor. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Warwick Davis once again does great as a great job as the Leprechaun. One of his best performances, definitely. Now then, I am trying to find some stuff here. Now, of course, playing Scott is John Gatins, who recently appeared in two other horror sequels before this, which were Witchboard 2, The Devil's Doorway, and Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings. He later went on to appear in other films, including Gods and Monsters, Varsity Blues, Big Fat Liar, the 2006 remake of The Shaggy Dog, and even Meet Dave. He even appeared in two of the, oh, please don't shoot me for saying his name, the Fred films. You know, Fred the movie, containing that crazy character of Fred. I think you know what I'm talking about. He later went on to do some write for various films and what have you, including Summer Catch, Hardball, Coach Carter, Real Steel, Flight, and even Saban's Power Rangers. I gotta give him credit for that, but he was really good as the character of Scott. And that's no lie. Yeah. Now, Lee Armstrong played Tammy, and she's not too bad. I thought she was pretty good. Playing Loretta is Caroline Williams, who most horror fanatics would know her from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, as well as Stepfather 2. Lots of other films. I gotta say, she was pretty good. John DeMita played Fazio. I will say he's pretty good. And he's appeared on numerous things. He's appeared on some films. He actually did appear in Universal Soldier as a TV news crew member. He's actually appeared on various TV shows, including Knots Landing, the original Matlock, Remington Steele, Star Trek The Next Generation, even The Facts of Life. And he was also even in an episode of Freddy's Nightmares, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the series. Very impressive. Mitch is played by Michael Callan. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's pretty funny. And it's been 2 years since well, 2.5 years since we lost him. He passed away in October of 2022. And I gotta say, he's done several films and what have you. Not too many I'm familiar with, except maybe for the film Cat Ballou. If, I think I've heard. Yes, yeah. Cat Ballou with Jane Fonda. Yeah. Let's see. Marcel Tilbert played Gupta. He was pretty good. Anyway, I'm gonna say all of these characters aren't too bad. And Heidi Staley, of course, she would be pretty big in Penthouse magazine. Was the fantasy girl? That was one hot one that saved it. And I really like Terry Lee Crisp as the Elvis impersonator who appears near the Leprechaun. And boy, that was another good part of this. So anyway, Leprechaun 3, from my point of view, this had a ton of fun film moments. I think some of the kills were pretty good too. But with everything said, Leprechaun 3 is easily the best in the franchise, in my opinion, but you don't have to take my word for it, but I'm sure a lot of y'all probably like this one. I mean, the characters are pretty good, and their people play them aren't too bad. I think the story we had taken place in Vegas was really good. And once again, Warwick Davis steals the show. And like I said, there's so many memorable lines in YAV, too many to talk about. But yeah, I liked it. So anyway, Leprechaun 3, it's a good film. I don't care what anybody says. Would I recommend it? I would say if you are a hardcore completionist, I think a one-time watch. But if I would I kind of would put it in a draw between sure, go ahead and give it a one-time watch. If only if you are a hardcore completionist. That's all I'm gonna say, because like I said, like the last film, this doesn't really connect with the first film in the franchise. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for Leprechaun 3. What did you think of Leprechaun 3? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like. Now, though, tomorrow I was going to re-review Leprechaun 4 in Space, but due to my plans to check out the new Netflix film called The Electric State, which is premiering tomorrow, Leprechaun 4 in Space's re-review will be postponed until further notice. I am going to try and find a new date for it, which, of course, you know I've already got In the Hood and Back to the Hood confirmed for late this month, so I'll probably postpone it to one of the days and push In the Hood and Back to the Hood up a day, okay? I humbly apologize for that, but details to follow on that, alright? Due to the fact that the next week in the early into early next into the early week before that. Well, I'm not. I'm getting sidetracked. After that, will is booked. I humbly apologize, but you will get a re-review of Leprechaun 4 later in the month. Okay, I humbly apologize, but again, details to follow. So if you like if you like Leprechaun 3, check out my in this vid, check out my re-reviews of the first two films. The upper left-hand corner is my re-review of the first Leprechaun. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Leprechaun 2. Or check out my review of Ghoulies from 1985 in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Excuse me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.